order to understand the world, one has to turn away from it on occasion. We are the world, and the world is us. It is an addictive form of symbiosis. One would say toxic at times. The world is our truth, but truth is a dangerous word. Man is always prey to his truths. Once he has admitted them, he cannot free himself from them. One's truth is the bedrock of one's identity. Without our truths, without our belief systems, our identity becomes shaky. If someone challenges our truths, we take it personally, we become insulted. It is hard to escape this, almost impossible, almost absurd. And a man who has become conscious of the absurd is forever bound to it. The absurd is elusive but inescapable, forever there to remind us of the bizarre predicament we call reality, a predicament that we need to reconcile with.
Man stands face to face with the irrational. He feels within him his longing for happiness and for reason. The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. The absurd is such a fertile place for us to become disoriented and connected to the mystery of things. From the moment absurdity is recognized, it becomes a passion, the most harrowing of all. But whether or not one can live with one's passions, whether or not one can accept their law, which is to burn their heart they simultaneously exalt, that is the whole question. The heart knows no limits. The heart feels and guides. It transforms and reforms. The heart, to some extent, gives birth to the absurd. The absurd does not liberate, it binds. It does not authorize all actions. Everything is permitted does not mean that nothing is forbidden. As Jung once wrote, life itself has no rules. That is its mystery and its unknown law. What you call knowledge is an attempt to impose something comprehensible on life.
We crave for logic, but logic is usually a hubris over the absurd. Our humanity is bound to oscillate between moments of clarity and moments of vagueness. The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. This must not be forgotten. This must be clung to because the whole consequence of a life can depend on it. The irrational, the human nostalgia, and the absurd that is born of their encounter. These are the three characters in the drama that must necessarily end with all the logic of which an existence is capable. And just like that, time goes by. We are condemned to choose between surrender and resistance, and both seem so unillustrious. Every day of an unillustrious life, time carries us, but a moment always comes when we have to carry it. We live on the future, we live with tomorrows, later ons, with when you have made your way, you will understand when you are old enough. Such irrelevances are wonderful, but they keep us trapped inside a loop.
Yet a day comes when a man notices that he is not young anymore. Thus he faces time, but simultaneously he situates himself in relation to time. He takes his place in it. He admits that he has to travel to its end. He belongs to time, and by the horror that seizes him, he recognizes his worst enemy. Tomorrow he has longing for tomorrow, whereas everything in him ought to reject it. That revolt of the flesh is the absurd. This kind of reasoning can lead to madness. That's what happened to Sisyphus. He went mad. He went mad and tried to trick reality and the gods made him pay. The gods condemned Sisyphus to ceaselessly roll a rock to the top of a mountain, and the stone would fall back of its own weight. They had thought with some reason that there is no more dreadful punishment than futile and hopeless labor. Sisyphus is the absurd hero. He is as much through his passions as through his torture. That's why his story hits home. If this myth is tragic, that is because our hero is conscious. Where would his torture be if his punishment wasn't eternal?
The worker of today works every day in his life at the same tasks, and his fate is no less absurd. But it is tragic only at the rare moments when it becomes conscious. We keep rolling the rock to the top of the mountain, while knowing that once we reach the top, we will have to do this again and again and again. Yet we keep doing it, without really being able to justify the why. I leave Sisyphus at the top of the mountain. One always finds one's burden again, and Sisyphus has embraced his burden. The rock has become his own, and the sky above the rock is his own world. This universe henceforth, without a master, seems to him neither sterile nor futile. Each atom of that stone, each mineral flake of that night-filled mountain, in itself forms a world. The struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart. One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
Hi guys, this video is sponsored by Brilliant. As you know, I rarely do sponsored videos, but Brilliant is such an interesting platform and I couldn't refuse when they approached me. While navigating through the absurd, I feel that learning new things is central to the alleviation of absurdity, especially things that I find quite challenging but fundamental to my understanding of reality. I have tried many methods of learning over the years, but I'm almost certain that the best way to learn anything is by doing it yourself, especially by learning interactively. Interactive learning helps you learn way more effectively than just watching lecture videos. Brilliant's platform is designed around this idea. Take for instance this incredible course on astrophysics. In this course, you can learn intuitively concepts like matter, radiation, exoplanets, black holes, and dark matter. The structure is great and you can progress from one topic to the next gradually and seamlessly. I got hooked and I was playing around with the course for hours. I'm sure that Brilliant is ideal for students who want to deeply understand STEM-related topics, but it is also perfect for every curious human who wants to delve into interesting concepts like astrophysics, quantum objects, logic, and physics of the everyday. To try everything Brilliant has to offer free for a full 30 days, visit brilliant.org/metamorphosis77. The first 200 of you will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. Enjoy! Again, thanks for watching, see you soon.